Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Farmington, New Mexico, where we have sunshine and snow on the ground still. Just doesn't seem to want to melt this time, so that's okay. We need the moisture so it'll soak in slowly. But welcome. This is a beautiful Sunday morning in the month of January, and we've just about used up January. You know, time just flies when we're having fun. Anyway, our dear Margaret is back, but she's not feeling well. She's got a little bit of a cold from her trip, so we're going to put her on our healing list also. And we have no guests, but we have Shay, who's going to be presenting our music on disc, outside entertainment, I guess we would call that. Steve and Kate are back with us. Steve's feeling pretty good? Good. I'm so glad. I see him in the kitchen, putzing around, looking for snacks. Okay. We've done our welcoming. Our mission is to positively affect our world by extending peace, love, spirituality, understanding, and friendship to all people with grace and gratitude. Our vision is to be a spiritual center of awakening the I Am Christ consciousness, and membership is to all. So if you would sit and enjoy this prelude called When I Pray, and all songs are recorded music by Daniel Nahmod. And so
If you would just say this is not ours, we're borrowing his music from YouTube.
right, we are borrowing his music for your entertainment, I guess, but for your listening pleasure, and please enjoy.
Feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now. Right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into mine.
Thank you, Shay. That was lovely. And now we have Susan from Belize with our opening prayer.
Well, good morning. It
Good
was
morning.
interesting listening to how warm it is there because it feels very chilly here and it says 60 degrees. So I guess that's what you become accustomed to. I'm not sure, but it feels quite chilly. Anyway, so let's warm up our hearts by opening up our chakras and our eyes, take a deep breath, and let us feel the Creator, our body, our minds, our soul. Mother, Father, God, we give thanks for this day, for all the opportunities you have been given, and let us be right here, right now, knowing that in it you are with us, you guide us, and we find the right thing, the right time. We give thanks for all of our health, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And we ask that you be with all those who are not aware of your blessings, who are not aware of all the good things that you have to do to us in every way. And so we thank for the lesson that we're going to hear, knowing that it will inspire us and lead us to be better people and to interact with our society in a way that all people in all places can experience your blessedness. For all of these good things, we truly give thanks. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Susan. And we have another song on our recording. My soul is welcome here. I like that song. Makes me want to move. Okay, if you will read along with me for our reflective moment. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel grateful to be here, privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. And Yvette's having issues with our speaker system, so she's not going to be able to do the Qigong spiritual energy treatment. So I would like for all of us to take a moment and keep these folks in our mind. George Harris, Ron Holloway, Debbie Ward, Bill Clark, and Margaret Cheeseborough. And let's just take a moment. Okay, thank you. And Shay has our spiritual reading for the day. If you would welcome her.
So this is a letter from love by Elizabeth Gilbert. Dear love, what would you have me know today about the unseen world? Dearest angel, just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't hear it. And you can hear it. You've been able to hear it for a long time. So listen. Listen. That's all we ever ask of you. We ask you to get quiet, and we ask you to listen. Let's go back to last year when you were alone in the dark. I'm not talking about all those times in your life when you felt like you were alone in the dark, metaphorically speaking. I'm talking about when you signed up to do a 5-day darkness meditation in that silent room dug out of the mountains of Oregon. 5 days of literal utter darkness and complete solitude, where you would not see a thing, where you would not hear much, and the only other voice you would encounter was when the facilitator brought you food once a day and checked to make sure you were okay. Why did you do this? Why did you go into the darkness for 5 days? Especially when your friend Margaret told you that she would happily take your money instead and lock you in a closet in her house and shove some food at you once a day if that's what you really wanted. You did it because 2 years ago a friend mentioned that she had done a darkness retreat, and as soon as she described the experience, you heard a voice say, "You need to do this, Lizzie. This is one of the things you came to Earth to do." And because you have spent such a long time now listening to that voice, you have come to believe in it and you follow it. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You do it not because of obedience, but because of alignment. Anyway, this is what you knew to do. You knew to listen to us, even though you can't see or prove us. Maybe especially because of that. You listen. You know that when you align yourself to my voice, our voice, and you take our direction, then you do not have to live anymore in fear, doubt, insecurity, or ambivalence. When you listen to us, your life becomes simple. This does not mean that your life becomes easy. In fact, very often we ask you to do things that feel very difficult to you. Yet, life does become simple. Let's pause for a moment, darling, and talk about the difference between easy and simple. Something can be very difficult, like running a marathon, for instance, but the basic idea of it can also be very simple. You just run for a certain amount of time, and you don't stop. That's not easy, but it's simple. This is also how you experience listening to our voice. The things we ask you to do are not always easy, but they are always simple. For example, we asked you to ride all the way to the river, which was an incredibly difficult assignment for you. but it was also simple. Our direction was this: tell the complete, unvarnished truth about what happened between you and Rhea and leave nothing out. Simple. So you did it, and every day when it was difficult, you followed our direction when you told you to keep going. And then we asked you to put that book out into the world no matter what the response might be. And you did that. Not easy, but simple. And we asked you to tell the truth every time anyone asked you a question about the book. And you did it. Not easy, but simple. Or sometimes we may ask you not to do something. In your case, we often ask you, someone who struggles with codependency, not to involve yourself with another person. We ask you to step away. We ask you to leave them alone. We ask you to believe us when we say that's not going to be a good match. We ask you to not leap in to fix, manage, control, or rescue. We ask you to trust that they can find their own path, and so can you. We ask you to stand down. Again, this direction is not easy for you, but it is simple. Let's go back to that mountain in Oregon last year, where we told you to go sit in utter darkness for 5 days of silence with nothing whatsoever to distract your mind. Was it easy? No, but it was simple. Just stay there in the dark was the instruction. Just go be there in the nothing. What could be simpler? This is the part we want to remind you of. The moment that door closed into dark and you knew it would not open for 120 hours, we told you, we're right here with you and we're not going anywhere. That's when you knew this time of darkness and silence was not just an assignment to test your fortitude, but a divine appointment. We wanted to get you alone so we could talk to you uninterrupted. We had so much to tell you, so much to teach you, and every lesson began with these words which you heard deep in your being. Listen. And I'm going to stop because it does go on for a good deal longer. But she ends with, darling, we showed you that we are always here, that you can travel to the ends of the earth and you will never not find us. Go there and roam to the inside, unseen world. It is vast, the everything, the every when. It belongs to you and you belong to it. Know this and you need never struggle again. Simple, simple, simple. Let's keep going. We have so much more to show you.
Thank you, Shay. And thank you to Elizabeth Gilbert for her words of wisdom. I like her stuff. Okay, and we have another song, and it is called Everything New. Nahmod? Yeah. Nahmod. Daniel Nahmod.
Bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. life I had is never coming back. No more wish in someone else's stuff that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before, broken heart and slammed the door. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Lord, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
I like his music. It's you don't recognize it, but it's uplifting. It's
You know, we could have him here. Oh, really?
good way.
He's been in Phoenix and he's been in Denver.
Okay.
Travels in the area.
Okay.
Awesome.
He is. Like his music. We'll have to keep that in mind. Okay. I would like to welcome our dear Mark Wolf, longtime member, long time gone from this place, but always on Zoom for us and always in our minds. So I'd like you to please welcome our dear Mark Wolf.
Thanks, Jerry. Hey, good morning, everybody out there in Fellowship of Spirit in beautiful Farmington, up there in the high altitudes of the land of enchantment. I miss you all. Listen, I saw on Facebook that you all have had a fair amount of snow, and some of the pictures I saw of Farmington and Aztec reminded me of being back in Durango, you know. And I saw pictures of a fair amount of snowfall in Columbus, Georgia, where I grew up overnight. So, wow. Okay, so hang in there. Spring's coming. But until then, you know, it helps to remember that every season has its unique beauty. It may not be your favorite season, but it's still beautiful. And so just for a moment, you know, think about, you know, the colors of spring that we're looking forward to, the hyacinths and the crocus and the irises and the beautiful forsythia that always blooms right on my birthday. And think about all the beautiful colors of summer when the lilies and the roses are blooming and growing. And then the colors of autumn, the red and the yellow and the orange pumpkins. And, you know, not the sweet pastels of summer and not the garish bright colors or not the sweet pastels of spring or the garish colors of summer, but something more elegant, more restrained, you know. And so we pass the year in this kaleidoscope of changing colors, and then it's winter, you know. And it's like the Creator was saying to us, look, I painted you a painting. It's monochrome. It's all white and gray. And you have to step into the painting in order to feel the beauty. And so the Creator calls on us to experience the uniqueness of winter, and sometimes the Creator challenges us to love and appreciate the monochrome even when we are busy shoveling it. So here we are up in the middle of January. Now I know that there are a lot of people who love the snow, not me, and the skiing and the outdoor snow activities, not me. But for most of us, this is a time to enjoy indoor things. You know, the hot chocolate and a movie and a book and the fire in the wood stove. This part of the year is a time that encourages us to get quiet and to go inside and reflect on our spiritual path. And that's really what I want to talk about this morning, reflections on the spiritual path. Now, as I've said before, everybody's on a spiritual path. Okay? So, well, how do I know if I'm on a spiritual path? Well, it's easy. It's really very easy. All you have to do is fill out the questionnaire. So here it is. Here's the questionnaire. Question number 1, are you on the earth? Yes or no? If yes, you're on the earth, then congratulations. You're on a spiritual path. And are you on the earth? If no, you're not on the earth, well, I guess that makes you out of this world. But really, seriously, if you're on the earth, you're on a spiritual path. Regardless of what you call it, or what names you give to it, or how you describe it, you're on a spiritual path. And if you're still alive this morning, and I hope we all are, then our spiritual path is simply not complete. We still have things left to do. Now, I used to see this bumper sticker. I don't see it anymore. And it said, be patient. God is not finished with me yet. And it's sweet. Really, it's cute. But God will never just be finished with us. Okay? Listen, a million years from now, a million years from today, we're all going to be together. Okay? In light and love, we will be learning and growing in and expanding in love and power. And I don't know, but maybe we'll even be learning how to create universes of our own. It could be. It's entirely possible, because there is no limit to the path that stretches out before us, because that path is God and there is no limit to God. That's our path. So it's exciting. But anyway, so it's a spiritual path and we're already on it. But I think our question is, where are we today? Never mind a million years from now. What's going on today? So to answer that question, I would like to present something that I hope is a new teaching about a peculiar phrase that appears several times in the Bible, and it describes our spiritual path in this world. But if you don't look at it kind of sideways, you miss it. Okay, so let's take a look. Exodus chapter 5. It says, this is God and is speaking to Moses, and says, therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all other people, for all the earth is mine, and you shall be a kingdom of priests. And then Isaiah chapter 61 says, you shall be named the priests of the Lord, and they shall call you the ministers of our God. Wow. 1 Peter chapter 2, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a special people. And even in the book of the Revelation, at the end of the New Testament, says, he hath made us kings and priests unto God. Wow. Did you hear that? I mean, listen. A special treasure, a kingdom of priests, the priests of the Lord, the ministers of our God, a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, kings, priests unto God. Wow, that is so amazing. You just kind of get a chill, what does it mean? Okay, I mean, it sounds pretty. Kind of like saying, well, royal priesthood. But okay, what does it mean? What's it telling us? Let's answer that. Okay, first, a chosen people. Is there such a thing as a chosen people? And what does that even mean? Okay, is there a chosen people? Yes. But just to say a chosen people is kind of misleading, because you have to ask a question, chosen for what? Okay, so people are chosen, okay? That doesn't tell us anything. They're chosen for what? What's the purpose of choosing a people? Because, well, I mean, isn't everybody chosen? Well, God chose a small group of people a long time ago to perform a very special job, a difficult job, okay, in many ways, even dangerous. God chose a small group of people a long time ago to bring forth and take care of a tremendously important spiritual teaching, a teaching so basic that our spiritual path could not commence or move forward without it. It's like in the song that we were just enjoying. It's simple, and it is, it really is, but not necessarily easy because we're still working on it. We've been working on it for a long time. It's the teaching of cause and effect. Okay, the teaching of cause and effect. In other words, listen, the world out there is not random. No matter what it looks like, even though it often appears to be random and chaotic, but regardless of how it looks, it is all based on cause and effect. Okay, cause and effect, the basic spiritual teaching that underlies the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, saying and teaching us it's not random, it's not chaos, no matter what it looks like on the news. People are not the victims of the mood swings of faraway gods. Sometimes they're mad, and we get in trouble. Sometimes they're in a good mood. Who knows? Who knows? Well, who knows what the gods are going to do? But the thing of it is that people do not need to feel small. We do not need to feel small. We do not need to feel helpless. We do not need to feel powerless. And as I reflect on my own spiritual path, my spiritual path has been a journey. What a journey it's been to transcend being a small and powerless victim. Okay, that teaching has been a large part of my spiritual learning and path. But I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so yes, there was a people chosen a long time ago to bring forth and to share and to take care of a simple spiritual teaching of tremendous power and importance. And that teaching is very simply cause and effect. Okay. And as we gain an appreciation for the law of cause and effect, really think it through. Okay. We can gain, just with that alone, we can gain a great deal of control and power over our world. Okay? How do we do that? It's simple. Not always easy, but it is simple, and here it is. How to harness the law of cause and effect. Only put out what you want to get back. Okay? In other words, if you would not want it to come back, don't put it out. Because whatever you put forth is going to come back. Okay? Simple law of cause and effect. Then the story moves forward, and the temple was built in Jerusalem for the purpose of bringing the Creator's light into the world in a really big way. In the temple, the priests offered animal sacrifices every day. Okay? Animal sacrifices. Well, if we think about it today, it seems so cruel or weird or barbaric. I don't know. But listen, animals were sacrificed to local gods all over the world. Okay, all throughout time, even sometimes human beings were sacrificed to the gods. Now, why would people do that? I mean, that's kind of weird, but why would people do that? Okay, it was for the purpose of giving life and food to the gods. Okay? And people were thinking, okay, so if we give food to the gods, they'll like us. Because it's hard to be mad at somebody when they're feeding you. And if we give good food to the gods, then they'll be happy. They'll give us a good crop and leave us alone. But our spiritual teaching was just the opposite. Okay? our God did not need an offering of food. Okay? Because God says, I give you food. I don't need yours. And God did not need us to offer life in order to keep God alive. Okay? Because God says, no, I am life. And I created physical life. I gave it to you. I don't need it back. Okay? So what then was the deal on these constant animal sacrifices in the temple in Jerusalem? Because listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing that we forget. All of that was not for God. It was for us. All right? God did not need it, but we did at the time. Each animal sacrifice in the temple in Jerusalem reduced our collective ego consciousness. Okay, no, wait a minute. What? Each animal sacrifice in the temple in Jerusalem reduced our collective ego consciousness. Now, our collective ego, what is that? Well, that's a very fancy way of saying that part of us that we all have in common. Okay, we all have it in common. It is the mechanism within us, within our consciousness, that blocks the light and the blessings of God. Okay, the part of us that keeps us small, the part of us that keeps us helpless and powerless and keeps us being a victim year after year and sometimes century after century. Okay, ego. And the animal sacrifices in the temple in Jerusalem reduced that blockage because each different kind of animal reduced specific aspects of the blockage. And then the temple itself, the brick and mortar temple, brought in the light. And as the priests offered the animal sacrifices, then the blockage was reduced so that the Creator's light could flow through the people and then out into the world. All right? That was the job of the priests, to do specific actions that would reduce or maybe even remove the blockages to the Creator's light so that everyone could be blessed. Now, okay, how does that describe our spiritual path as we reflect on it this chilly day in January? Well, it's very simple, okay? We are called upon, you and me, to become a nation of priests. Okay, a nation of priests. Now, and people say, "Oh, a nation of priests. It's just so many. I'm part of it." Okay, but what does it mean? Okay, what are we talking about other than just pretty words? I don't like pretty words. I want to know what they mean. So here it is. There are two elements here. There is a nation, and there are priests. So what are we talking about? In other words, it doesn't say, I call upon you to be priests. Okay, it says a nation of priests. So, well, what is a nation? So I was thinking about this. I had several conversations with my brother in Florida about this very thing. For my brother, listen, for him, a nation of priests meant that our government in Washington needed to openly embrace the Christian faith and make our nation a Christian nation based on the Bible. And that's where he was with it. And then said, well, that would be the nation. There will be a nation of priests, just like in the Bible. And then I would say, no. We are a nation when we share consciousness and we share commitment to a common goal. In other words, we do not have to, in order to be a nation of priests, we do not have to live in the same geographical area. We do not have to have the same religion. We do not have to have the same anything. In order to be a spiritual nation, we don't need anything other than a common commitment to a common goal. And that's what a nation of priests is. It's a spiritual nation. Okay? A spiritual nation whose citizens share a spiritual consciousness of love and unity and sharing the light. Okay? So it doesn't matter where you are. Okay? It doesn't matter who you are, just like in the song. Your soul is welcome here. Absolutely. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how many years you are. It doesn't matter about language or skin color or any of those other little doodlally things that we allow to keep us apart. Okay? It's not even about religion. You know, our spiritual nation is a shared spiritual consciousness of love and unity and sharing light and blessings. Okay? Now, why then, okay, why is it not a physical or political or geographical nation? I'll tell you the answer. Okay? Because wouldn't it be better if we could just point to it on a map and say, well, let's see, Google Earth says that the nation of priests is right there. Well, listen, here's the thing. I mean, seriously, here's the thing. If we tried, and people have tried this over the centuries, if we tried to have a spiritual nation of love and unity and sharing, if we were trying actually to be an actual country or a region on the map, our egos would tear it apart, and it wouldn't take long. And we have seen this with utopian communities throughout the centuries. And so it has to remain a spiritual nation upon the entire earth until we have reduced our ego to the point where ego would not be able to destroy the unity and the love. A spiritual nation, and we are its citizens. We're welcome here. Okay? And we have work to do. So what does that work? I mean, you don't just, you say, well, I'm a nation of priests, and then you sit on a chair. No, we have work to do. It is to be priests, a nation of priests and a special treasure to God. That gives us an assignment. So let's ask a question. What was the work of the priests in the temple? That work was doing specific actions to reduce the ego blockage by means of the animal sacrifices in the temple at that time. But the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed by the Romans nearly 2,000 years ago. And so no one is going to offer animal sacrifices anymore. We're just not going to do that. That's just no. There's got to be we're not going to do that. We're just not going to do that. So what are we going to do? Okay, well, listen, again, here's the thing. Everybody's on a spiritual path. Okay, everybody. But if you know that you're on a spiritual path, I mean, you're aware of it and you know it, and you're into it and you're following it, that's different. Okay, that's a level of awareness that is different from the majority of people in the world today. If you know that you're on a spiritual path and you're excited about it, really excited about it, and you're on board with it, you're ready to kick it up to the next level, here's what you need. Okay? Each one of us must become the temple. Okay? You are the temple. I am the temple. That might make a nice song, But listen, we are each now the temple. And being the temple is basically our spiritual path. Okay? So we're the temple. Well, that's interesting, but what does it mean? I mean, just don't throw words around. Don't throw words around. We have to know what it means. Okay? So we're the temple. What it means. What does it mean? It means that we are the means, you and I, we are the means by which the Creator's light is going to come into the world. This was the purpose of the temple in Jerusalem, and it's our purpose now. A conduit, a pipeline for the light and the blessings and the miracles and the healing to enter the level of the earth. Okay? And that's what we're doing. That's what we are. That's what's happening when we are excited about our spiritual path and looking for our next step. A channel of light and blessings and healing and miracles and elevation into the world. Okay? Healing, all levels, all kinds of healing. But in order to be sure that the Creator's light and healing and miracles can get into the world, we have to be the priests and offer a sacrifice. All right? But what are we going to sacrifice? Oh, that's a good question. What are we going to sacrifice? We're going to sacrifice our ego. That's what's going to happen. The only thing that we ever needed to sacrifice was our ego. Now let's think about that. Let's think about it for a second. We don't have to give God life, because God is life and the creator of physical life, and it was given to us. We don't have to give energy to God, because God is the original energy and the only source of energy, ultimately. We don't even, listen, this is radical. We do not even have to give love to God. You know that? Listen, we don't have to do that, because God is love. And if we abide in love, we abide in God, because God is love. The only, the only practical, let's talk practical. The only practical reasons to love God are, number one, to keep the channel of light open for us and our own blessings, and to help awaken that connection to the light in someone else. Right? But if God has life, and God has energy, and God has love and consciousness, doesn't need any more, what is the one thing that God doesn't have? Okay? The one thing that God does not have is the one and only thing that we have to offer. Okay? Not the angels. The angels cannot do this. They cannot do this. The angels are not able to do this. They can help us, and they do, but they cannot do it themselves. Also, not the animals. Okay? The animals cannot do it either. Animals can help us through their innocence and the beauty of their unconditional love. But the animals cannot give anything to God that God does not already have. Only we can do that. And that is our spiritual path, the work on our spiritual path. That one and only thing that God does not have, that one and only thing that only we can give, is our ego, our crazy, as Course in Miracles says, insane human ego. God does not have that. And all the dark and the negative ways that our ego has made itself known, that's what we're going to throw on the altar of sacrifice. That's what it was about all along. That time, think about it. That time that we just want to have the last word. I just want to have the last word. We'll show them. Well, listen, priest of God, take that tendency, throw it on the altar. It's not helping anymore. Or the anger, the anger about that thing, that thing that happened 15 years ago. When we were hurt, we're hurting, nobody listened. Okay? We're not saying that it did not happen. Not saying that the anger and the sense of disappointment and heartbreak were not real. We're not saying it wasn't real. Not saying it wasn't valid. Just saying that that's the only thing that was hurt was the ego. And if you were hurt by something, you found your ego. You don't have to go looking for it. Okay? Only ego was disappointed. All right? Only ego reacted with anger or rage or envy or jealousy or deceit. Only ego. Not the light, only the ego. That eternal part of you, remained eternal and bright and filled with love and awareness. The eternal, immortal, divine, unhurtable part of you was waiting just to see what you would choose, to see what I would choose. Simply asking a question. You're going to be one of the chosen or not? Those are the choices. A nation of priests. You take that pain, that disappointment, that angry reaction, the jealousy, and offer it all as a sacrifice to God upon the altar within. That's something that God does not have. Okay, listen. Here's how it works. I'm going to tell you something. Here's how it works. All right, you can have your ego. You can go on and believe that you were right all along, and that they were wrong. Or you can have the light of God and healing and blessings and miracles, but you cannot hold on to both. Okay, it's a choice. And sometimes people say, I'm not ready yet. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay not to be ready to let go of the pain and the hurt and the fear. Okay, because listen, even if all you can do is to be willing to move forward, if all you can do is to be willing to move toward healing and peace, even just to be willing, and the light will move you forward in the right direction. But if you insist that, no, I'm not going to let it go. I'm just not going to do that because I was right. Okay. That's okay. That's not being a priest, but it's okay. The thing is that if we're not willing to put it on the altar as a sacrifice, then the light will eventually take it away anyway. And that may be difficult. But but we cannot move forward as a nation of priests, bringing blessings into our own lives and into the world, and still hold on to the pain and the hurt and the disappointment that our ego felt in the past. We transcend the smallness and the fear and the pain by becoming a priest in our own temple. Okay, by putting the anger and the fear and all the excuses and all the ways we justify that anger and pain and disappointment, we put all of that on the altar and offer it to God. Just say, God, I'm offering this to you. This is my sacrifice. And when we let it go and we're willing to give it up to God completely, then a blockage will open up and allow blessings and healing and miracles to flow into your life and out into the world. See, we were not told to change the world out there. Listen. This is interesting. We were not told to change the world out there. But what we need to do is change the world in here. Letting go of fear to allow the love to come in. Letting go through forgiveness to allow the healing to come in, and it will. It will. And as in the temple in ancient times, the light flows in, and it is not just for ourselves alone, but rather it is for everyone, for blessing and healing and elevation and answered prayer. Okay, that's the spiritual path. That is our spiritual path. Okay, it's nothing there is complicated. It's all pretty simple. But that's the spiritual path. It is being and becoming a priest within our own temple, offering our own sacrifices to God, elevating our own consciousness and that of the whole world, bringing healing and unity and peace to everyone in the whole world. That's our spiritual path. I'm excited about it. I hope that you are too. Anyway, join me on that spiritual path, that quest. God bless us. Enjoy the winter. And wait a minute. Jerry, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mark. You are amazing. I love where your mind goes. And out of all of that, I love the thought of a spiritual nation. I think a spiritual nation is, and I realize it has to involve all of us. Welcome. I think that it involves all of us. I think that it requires our attention, and I certainly don't mind giving up that ego to God. Right. He can have it. I've never wanted it, and I'm ready to be done with it. I have to keep it under lock and key all the time because my ego misbehaves constantly. It tries very hard to be judgmental, and I'm right, you're wrong, and that's not the way I want to feel. So thank you, Mark, for reminding of this. And we are always glad you're with us. Thank you very much for your words.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else have anything they'd like to say? Nope, okay.
Yes, well, I do. Sorry, I had to unmute. I find it interesting you're talking about the temple, and this right here is our temple, and between this two places is the brain, which is where the ego resides most of the time. So very interesting. And yes, right, that's what we have to sacrifice to allow that Kundalini to come in, the love of God. I really appreciated your talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, very much. And thank you, Susan, for those words. Okay, we have a song by Daniel Nahmod. Get Ready for My Soul. No, Get Ready, My Soul, not for my soul. Get Ready, My Soul.
Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm driving in to the deep Get ready, get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Thank you, Shay. Beautiful selection of music. I like this today. Not better than yours, but very good. Okay, if you will take your offerings and place them over your heart and say along with me, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. And I will just set this up here if you want to put something in it. Okay. We thank everybody who's here today and everybody whose health is getting better. Love to see Steve up and around moving. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for being here today, and I hope that you have a blessed week. And so if you will all join me, we will sing our way out of here. Now that you got sat down. Yeah. You can join us if you like. We're going to sing God Bless America and then a closing song. What's your name?
Adrian.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Welcome. It's nice to see you, Adrian. 1, 2, 3. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. So yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. May you all have a blessed week, and we will see you next Sunday. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Welcome. It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
How did you hear about us, or are you just walking by and stopped in?
I came here a few years ago,
Yeah.
and